mind telling, I'm 84 years old, and I know my parents went to church on New Year's Eve for watch night, of which they had received many years ago. Watch night was Freedom Night. Freedom Night was the night that the September 22nd of 1862, that unwillingly Abraham Lincoln wrote the Emancipation, but he had to do it for a reason. Because we wanted to save his country, he needed us. And it's been the case all our lives. This country has been our country, and we refuse to accept it and or acknowledge it. It's time we need to step up and take our place, our rightful place. Yes, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But nothing has ever been gotten good that came easy. Even that tastes good was easy. We must step up. Now, 63, January 1st, that beautiful day came when we were allegedly freed. And I say that, and I say it for a reason, allegedly free, because we still aren't free. And it's up to us to gain our freedom. You know, we have politicians in the White House who look like us, act like us, but want to be like somebody else.
Yes.
And they also follow somebody else. Until we can find a young folk who is willing to stand up for the rights, our rights, his rights, or her rights, until we can find them, and they decide, well, look, this is what we're going to do, and we support them. When I say support them, not only giving them moral support, but financial support, directing them to education, guide them. Sure, we can't do it to everybody, but somebody out there will grab your hand and walk with it. You know, during my years there at this place, I have been blessed in many, many ways. And what really is makes me really feel blessed is when young folk who has come in here many years ago, and then they return, and Mr. Miles and or Mr. Larry, you know, it was great coming in here because this is where we got our knowledge from. Yeah. Now I finished college, or I finished so many good things, you know, and all I can do is just say, myself, you know, it's a blessing. And my daughter, who wants me to quit this business, she said, but Dad, I understand you can't because you love doing what you do for the younger folk. And I mentioned that earlier. We got to get out and get to our young folk. Back to the great holiday that we should be celebrating. We talk about this is not our holiday, that is not our holiday, but we have one and we refuse to accept it. But we will accept someone else's holiday and say, well, this is good. What's good? And I'm going to say it loud and clear. Though I may, some folks are not going to agree with me, but as I always say, I really don't care because you can't hurt me any more than I've been hurt. I do not and will not celebrate Juneteenth. Why? That's a Texan holiday. And Texas is still segregated. Texas is still slave as far as I'm concerned. And the only reason it was celebrated there because they didn't get it to them until 2.5 years later and people danced in the streets. Well, look, those who were freed 2.5 years earlier, they accepted their freedom. And even the tokens that the masters gave them or offered them to go and be free, some refused it, some didn't even want to leave. But that was their choice. But our choice is today, is to become free. And the only way we become free is to stand up and say, this is mine and I take it. I take charge. And how do you take charge? By grouping together, voicing together, working together, and becoming one. We can do it. We can do it. Because if we don't, what is going to happen is we're going to end up being in the same position that we were 200 years ago. And you can see the handwriting on the wall. Every culture is coming into this country is progressing ahead of us. Why aren't we moving forward? Why aren't we moving forward? We aren't moving forward because, one, we don't believe in unity, or if we believe in it, it's very hypocritical. Because if you're sincere about it, you will get up and do something about it. You would share that which you have with your neighbors. If your neighbor's in need, you share your help, your wealth. If your neighbor's children need, you will help provide for them. But we can't do this. We don't do this. We don't want to do this because it's taking from ours. Yeah, how much fortune do we want? Fortune is in the wealth of your being free. And the only way you're going to be free is to stand up and say, I take charge of my life and my people. We've lost a lot of great leaders. And the leaders we have today are far from even being titled, except having the title of a leader. As I said, we got our fancy cars, we live in our fancy homes, we're among those who are in control of us, and you think you're being accepted. But in my 84 years, my travel that I have traveled, and the people that I have met, you're not accepted. You're glad to have you around, but you're not accepted. Because you're around because they can get you to do what they need to have done, or what they want you to do. It's time we start doing it ourselves. Freedom Day, January the 1st. I'm missing a flag. The only reason I'm missing that flag is because the flag I had was much too large. And there's not going to be, in my house, hanging a flag larger than these two flags. Not that I disowned that flag, because I accepted it. But from that great continent over there, how many people know that Africa now has unified and has a flag? How many of you know that? Very, very few. That's sad. Omar Gaddafi died because that's what he wanted. A unified Africa with a World Bank of Africa. Obama said the worst of his service as a president, one of the worst things that he did, that he regret doing, was killing Gaddafi. he said it on national television. If he can, and this man, in my opinion, I call him the second coming, really. I love it, I love it. But if he can admit that, then we should be able to admit and acknowledge the things that we should know about our homeland and accepting it. We don't want to be African Americans. I was told many times, African born, my ancestors came from the continent. I had the fortune or misfortune of being born here. And as I said, I'm an African American. Listen, African American, I'm not giving up. African. I'm an African American first. I'm an African first, and then I'm an American. Because this is my land also. And we need to accept it. This flag here, as I said, that's the African Union flag. 53 countries that are really 53 states. And they meet once a year. This flag, I've had a man to tell me a flag of stars and stripes belonging to us. Why not? We developed the land. Why not? We were in the 48 states and now the 50 states, all right? So the stars and stripes belong to us, and the stripes represent the land, the blood, and the youth. So what is it that we can't, what is it we don't understand or can't see? Is it so difficult? Yes, I have the red, black, and green flag, and I hope to have meetings here in the very near future. In the very near future. That flag, and I tell folks, I don't mind telling you, as I said, bother me? No, I don't care. That flag is a liberation flag, which Martha Scarvey designed. A liberation flag. This flag here came after what was our alleged freedom, designed by an African American. And, of course, I sell them here, but you can't find them everywhere. My brother over here, where are you, Brother Mungo? He had one of these flags about 10 years ago. And I asked him, where did you get it? And you haven't told me yet. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but see, that is what you call disunity. Disunity. But when I found out where I could get them, I didn't get one. I said, I want the people to have them, and they're now in the store. No, they don't sell. Well, why? Because they $45. I'll pay $45 for it and hang it in my house. But see, we have things that belong to us, and the descriptions of it tells you what we are and what we were. And it's time, folks, it's time. The clock is ticking. Life is a circle. The circle is closing. And what you say about a circle, there's an ending, there's a beginning, and there's an ending. Where is the ending and where is the beginning? At the end. And that's when they close together, we're going to have, we may not be here around to see it, but we'll have that unified world again from the dark continent in control. We do a class here, and what we do, a class on African history, going back to the Ice Age. You know, that's pretty interesting. Because we were the chosen people.